Welcome back to Writing with Witches, the podcast where not one, not two, but three witches this time get to sit and talk about, instead of writing, reading. Yes. We're just going all kinds of crossways this episode. Specifically, if you saw our episode a couple episodes back where Nicole and I did a book review of The Eye of the World by Robert Jordan, we're going over another book this time, and I just realized I forgot to actually introduce myself and you guys. So I'm Leona Urbanski, a debut author with my book coming out April of 2026, and my co-host is...
I am Nicole Autumn. I am the author of the Secret Society series that has 3 books currently published in it, and the 4th one is to come out in January. And our guest is...
Alex Pyfer of Alex Aureolin Design, and I help design art and book covers for these wonderful ladies. And I read the book this week, and so they kindly invited me to give my very big opinions about it.
There's a lot of feelings about this book.
There's a lot of feelings.
Yes, there is.
Okay, so just so people know if they want to keep going on or not, before we go on to book news, the book that we are reviewing today is The Pumpkin Spice Cafe by Laurie Gilmore. So this is where you can decide if you want to listen to us or not. So, but book news, Nicole.
Book news. I don't believe I mentioned this last episode. I thought I originally did, but I didn't. Revisions are done. I have to go back and do a second revision, and then it is off to Leona for editing to catch all my terrible contractions that I don't use. So it is moving along. Arcs at this point have already been sent out, and then we're just waiting on release date, which I believe will be January 9th, if all things go according to plan.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Okay. I have finished my second round of revisions. It has gone out to the rest of my beta readers, except for the one that requires a print book, which is my mother. And on that news, I am currently fighting with a few different cover templates right now to make the cover work so that we can actually do a print book. That was my mission today. And Alex just dealt with me messaging. I was like, can you do this? Can you do that? Can you do this?
Yeah.
Yes. I got you. I will. That is like one thing that is hard because everybody's so different with how they want to print things and how they want to handle things. And it just needs to be universal. It's one of those things that it's like a system that needs to be streamlined, and it's bumpy. And I just want to go in and streamline it. But yeah, I've had some experience with that, so we'll figure it out.
Yeah, I absolutely believe it because I have run across 3 ways already on how to do this, and I'm banging my head against the wall.
Yeah, I believe it.
So, Alex, was there any news that you would like to share? Graphic design or otherwise?
Not much. Just working on the wonderful projects you guys have given me, which I'm really excited about. Don't want to spoil anything. That's for you guys to talk about. But yeah, just grinding, basically. Pretty fun.
Yeah, basically what she's saying is me and Nicole just keep shoving work at her. And we're like,
Yes,
hey, we're permanently on your client list, right?
Yeah.
Yes, forever. It's great.
Alrighty, so Pumpkin Spice Cafe.
Let's get into it.
Yeah, because there's a lot to say.
Right.
Here's a lot to say.
So,
do you want me to go first?
Yeah, if you want to go first and bring up your number 1 plot hole, go for it.
Okay. Well, should we, I guess, maybe describe what it is?
Oh, Yeah.
No, that'd probably be a good
No.
idea.
Let's not. No.
No, you gotta take a guess.
Everyone knows
Figure
what
it
it
out
is.
as
Cool.
we go along.
Yeah.
Nicole, do you want to do a summary?
Okay, so Pumpkin Spice Cafe follows the main character, Jeannie, and she inherits her, is it her aunt or great aunt? It's aunt, right?
Yeah, these are
Aunt.
Yeah. Her aunt's thriving cafe in a small town of Dream Harbor, where she eventually meets Logan, right? And she is running from her past, essentially, in this to start over in Dream Harbor. It is meant to be a cozy romance, which, granted, there is the cozy fall vibes are definitely there. But we have found that we all have our issues with this book. So, like Alex said, we can start off with you, which was the main whole plot of this. One of the main plot lines of this book is her aunt giving her a thriving business and just
Let's
retiring.
break this down. Okay.
You're like, let me.
We're talking about, I'm like, I've been working this out in my head for a while. Aunt, sweet aunt, I totally understand she's just this, like, go with the flow. I feel like more hippie. Let's just, like, see where life takes us, which I totally understand and relate to on a personal level. However, she has mentioned multiple times in the book that she used to come to her aunt's cafe as a kid and would visit. So I feel like that doesn't go with the same idea of this aunt, like, just picking up what catches her interest. If she's had it for 20 years and then all of a sudden just drops it, that just doesn't align for me. Like, you either go with the flow and you're picking up this or doing this, or you stick with it. And she's obviously stuck with it for 20 years because she's visited as a kid and now she's like almost 30, or I don't remember her exact age, but at least 20 years she's been running this cafe.
Yeah.
They're in a small town. She's not going to be making, well, maybe she's saving everything, but she's not going to be making enough to just completely retire and give away her business. Her business is her equity. That is her retirement fund. And she straight up gives it to her niece. No strings attached. Here you go. Just take it, plus the apartment, plus where I've been living for 20 years. Aunt's going to be homeless. Gives her the business, and then is just going to retire.
Yeah.
That's fine, I guess. But I just don't understand. Jeannie's contemplating. She's like, okay, do I keep the business or do I sell it and make a ton of money? And she talks about that. She's like, I can make a huge profit. I could pay off my student loans. I could buy a really nice house. And I could do all these things. So I'm like, why on earth would the aunt give her that to then not even want? She could just turn around and sell it. So it's like, what was the point of that? You're not going to have your retirement money. You're going to have no income. You have no place to live now. Your niece sold it. And then it just, nothing was adding up for me. I was like, no part of this is making any sense.
Yeah.
So that's my 2 cents.
No, I mean, that's fair. Although it did sound like towards the end of the book, she does mention her aunt coming back to town. And she was living in the apartment above. So it makes me think that the aunt had another house in town and maybe she was renting that apartment out to somebody else.
Oh, maybe.
So she could have had that income as well. But I don't know. I guess it's that whole, oh, I'm just going to give my favorite niece a business thing. That is, it's a little wild. It's a little out there.
Especially
You know what this
her
gives me the
not
vibes, though,
knowing. Well, sorry, what was that?
Sorry, it was just, this gives me the vibes. The more I think about this, is Pumpkin Spice Cafe, right? I know it's supposed to be cozy fall vibes, but pumpkins. This and what you were saying about the aunt, like being the one to go with the flow and gifting. I'm seriously getting Cinderella vibes. Fairy godmother shit. and just
fair.
gifting this whole thing to her to make her dreams come true because she's looking for a new life. Get the prince.
Yeah.
Doesn't she even lose a shoe at some point? I don't remember. It feels like she does.
I don't remember.
I don't think so. I don't know.
Okay. So yeah,
if you're gonna give someone something, wouldn't you want to make sure that they're gonna like keep it? I don't know.
Yeah. The fact that she was even tossing the idea around of, oh, I just got this cafe. I want this whole brand new life because some traumatic shit happened. I'm just going to sell it and move somewhere else to start a new life. Like, that didn't make sense to me. Because, ma'am, you were just given a 100% revenue stream. Like, you're going to get money. Why would you think of selling it and moving somewhere else to try and find another job and another place to live?
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're not going to start over again, just keep starting over until what happens?
Yeah.
Like, what is supposed to be happening for you that's supposed to be, like, the thing?
Which, I will say...
quit starting over?
Yeah. I will say, the only reason she set this up that way is because, and if you do not want spoilers, which there will be spoilers in this review and what we're talking about, she set it up this way particularly so she could set up that third act breakup, which pissed me off.
Which was so stupid in the first place.
It was so stupid. I'm just like, they literally have finally gotten past all their qualms of being together, not wanting to keep it secret, wanting to take that risk. And then, lo and behold, he somehow sees those stupid listings. And I'm like, could this...
He jumps to conclusions, which doesn't make sense for me, because he's pretty logical throughout the whole thing.
Yeah.
And he even thinks in his head, oh, well, maybe she just, like, has these. Like, maybe she's not even thinking about selling. But he immediately is just like, nope, actually, I'm going to just break up with her because she might want to sell because she has a listing.
Yeah.
And she deserves that money.
It was ridiculous.
You know what also gets me with that, though, too, is the realtor is obviously a fixture in this town because he recognizes the realtor. And it's small town. You know everybody. That's the whole point of this book, right? He knows how pushy this realtor is. How could he not have already guessed that this woman would have given her the listings? And she just happened to be... She's not just going to fucking throw them in the trash can. I mean, this is a bunch of paper that is a viable thing to look at. And she's a logical... She lived in finance for how many? 7 years as an executive assistant? Of course she's going to look at the numbers. That's her job.
Not only that, but he even brought up the fact that that same realtor got pushy with him to sell their farm. And he said no. He turned her away and said, no, thank you. I don't want to sell the farm. But yet, he didn't think that, oh, well, maybe she was a little pushy with the new girl because she just moved to town. So maybe she could push the sale a little bit more.
And that's a huge commission that she could be making.
Yeah.
Off the naive newbie.
Yeah.
But he's like, nope, I'm going to sabotage this.
Right? His self-sabotage was awful. That stupid third act breakup. Oh my god.
Yeah. Especially after literally spending 24 hours with this woman. You know, literally spending 24 hours with this woman and then turning around and having a good time. And then sleeping together, and then next morning, suddenly, I have this tiny bit of insecurity creep in. Well, screw this, I'm leaving.
Yeah, it was nuts. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I didn't love how he, like, resolved it. He just walked in, he's like, I was an asshole and I know it. Now be with me. And it's like...
Right? The whole, I'm sorry.
Yeah, like, is she gonna be like, oh, that, like, fixes everything. Thank you so much for making a huge public display.
Have some self-respect, Jeannie. She even says at one point, she's like, everyone in town was so concerned about protecting Logan from if she broke his heart. And she's like, well, who's protecting my heart? And I'm like, yourself, you stupid little witch.
You dingus. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the next point being, this is something that came up that I think all of us could agree on was kind of stupid. Was one, committing crimes for love. That, first off, was this so weird, like, subplot that we kind of weren't sure where. I didn't know where it was going. I was like, what the fuck is going on? And then she's telling us, oh, well, someone's trying to get rid of me. I'm like, who the hell in this little small town is trying to get rid of her? And this whole subplot thing, again, these are going to be spoilers, with the man that's managing it for her, committing crimes because he is what? Fucking upset that her aunt just dipped out of town and didn't sell it to him?
Business.
Yeah, like...
He didn't get the business, so he's going to sabotage the new business owner. And then by, like, breaking and entering, breaking things in the cafe, like the dishwasher, messing with the thermostat, things like that, because he's pissed about it.
Yeah. And then the ending, how they're just all back to, like, oh, I've loved you forever. And I'm like, ma'am, he was just sabotaging your niece.
And the aunt were, like, in love for backstory, I guess. But, like, let's walk through that. Sense. Let's say this does happen. I would maybe be the one to push the newbie with the realtor. I'm like, let's team up and let's get her to sell. And be super nice about it. And be like, look, this is going to go to a great business owner. You know, like, try and, like, butter her up. But instead, he's, like, scaring her to leave.
Yeah. Honestly, that would have been a far more believable plot line to me in my head of him literally buttering her up to sell, like basically talking it up like, oh my gosh, you can make so much money. You can buy your own place and you won't have to sleep in this little apartment above it. Like, he could have done any amount of things, but, you know, cutting the line to the refrigerator or whatever. And it was just so petty.
Makes his day more miserable than being the one working in there.
Right? He's the manager.
I'm going to be working here all day. I'm going to cause more problems for myself.
Yeah.
And make the fridge not work.
Because she immediately went to him. What was his name? Norman? She immediately went to him and was like, hey, can you fix this? I don't know what's going on. Why is this happening? I need your help. And he's just like, let me just keep screwing shit up and doing more work for myself.
And then he's like calling the repairman and doing it anyway.
Yeah. That didn't make sense.
It's just a way to get Logan at her place overnight. Which also was just like ghosts.
Yeah.
It just felt off. It was just like this weird thing that I feel like she threw out and was like, it's haunted, so like, please come stay with me. And then the town meeting, like, why would anybody care about
just
her?
So awkward.
Yeah, so, like, there's no ghost, weirdo.
I did read up a little bit on this author because there were definitely some things that kind of threw up red flags in the writing, which we will get to.
Yeah.
But I did read that the whole town meeting thing was based off of the Gilmore girls' town meetings.
That makes sense.
She wanted that same sense of community in the books. So that's why the town meetings things happen. But, like...
Well, that's why her author last name is Gilmore.
Yeah. So, yeah. I was just like, town meetings I could do without. Like, it was a little quirky. It was kind of funny. But, I don't know, bringing up ghosts at a town meeting, I would immediately be like, this woman needs help. Like, not the kind of help she got.
But, like, well, if Logan was like, hey, you should bring it up at the town meeting. Maybe someone can help you with your ghosts.
Right.
They would be like, I'm not going to go to a town meeting. I'm not going to go embarrass myself in front of everybody in the whole town.
Yeah.
To say that my place is haunted, and it was a cat. So,
yeah. The cutest little cat, though.
Oh, yeah. The cat always wins.
Because I do have the special edition. The cat is literally in a pile of leaves on the side, which is what made me want to get the hardcover, because it had the sprayed edges with the little cat and a pile of leaves, and I was like,
that's actually cute.
It is so cute. But being on the topic of vandalizing, and here's the thing, she didn't call the police. There is
She
someone
did at one
breaking.
point, I think.
That wasn't until like way
She
after.
eventually did.
Way later, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and we hear she had
should've
a
done it
bunch
later.
of vandalizing happened.
Yeah.
She had a
Yeah.
bunch of shit happening that you find out later that she was not telling Logan about, and you're like, WTF, girl, what? All like they messed with her mail. I'm like, that's enough for me to go like, oh fuck no.
That's a federal
Right.
crime, messing with mail.
Breaking the
Like,
window and
Messing
Yeah.
messing with the mail would have been the first call. Like, hey, someone's messing with my mail. That's a federal offense. But not only that, the night she literally sees someone break her window and she's watching it happen, she doesn't think, let me call the police on the person that is literally trying to break into my business. No, let me just go back to bed and hope they go away. In what world,
she's
ma'am?
making a huge deal about potential ghosts or something scratching at her door at night, and then someone literally breaks in and breaks her window, and she's like, well, that's like a tomorrow problem.
Right? Mind you, she also lived in, I think it was like Boston. So she has lived in a major city. And someone breaking into her home was just like, well, it happens. No. Ma'am, if someone broke into your apartment building in Boston, first thing you're doing is either one, you're going to handle it yourself, or two, you're calling the cops. Like, what?
Seriously.
That whole line of thinking just didn't make sense to me. And then, when she eventually does tell Logan, she's like, oh, like, yeah, some stuff is happening, but like, it's no big deal. Ma'am, be for real. Be so for real.
I don't care how close we are. If I was in her situation, if I just met you, I'm calling everybody. I'm like, someone just broke in, something just happened, I don't feel safe, can I come stay with you? Like,
Group
the
text.
neighbor, the baker, her friend, I don't remember her name.
Hazel? No, Hazel was the bookstore. Annie was the bakery.
Annie. Yeah, I would call Annie and be like, something's happening. Or because she already has history with Logan of him coming to her place and staying with her for cat scratches, I would be like, someone just broke into my house and I don't feel safe.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care if we're going to be in a relationship. I don't care if this ruins our friendship. I want to be safe tonight.
Yeah.
That's terrifying.
But you have a good point, though, about calling Annie in the bakery. Because, I mean, that's literally next door to her cafe.
Right.
It's like, tell your fellow business owner in case the guy decides to break another window down the fucking street,
Yeah.
Exactly.
Because, say that they accidentally broke the baker's window. They all know Jeannie lives upstairs.
Yeah.
Like, I would have gone to her. It's like, hey, did you see anything? Because my fucking window got broken into.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, the plot holes.
I think the author wrote it from a way that was like, oh, I know that Newman's messing with them, so it's not that big of a deal. But, like, in reality, if someone did that to me, I would be freaking out and panicking and being like, they could have harmed me, they could have robbed me, they could have robbed my neighbors, they could have hurt other people, and it's a huge issue. And she just, like, glossed over it in, like, a paragraph of stuff that happened, like, a week ago.
Yeah, I think what happened is she tried to stick with those cozy vibes without making things too realistic, but then gave us realistic problems that are really real world, and then making her characters just kind of, oh, well, it's just a cozy romance. Nothing bad can ever happen to me. And you're like...
Even though it starts out with her boss dying...
Right?
Oh, do we want to get into that? I'll get into that.
Go for it.
Yeah, get into that, please.
You jump right into that one.
Okay. As someone that has literally been studying trauma for 2 years, because that's literally what the character of my book has been dealing with for 100 fucking years, and I know Nicole's been studying it because what the characters go through in her books, walking in, finding your boss of 7 years dead at his desk, and you are the one to find the fucking body, you do not get over that lightly. You do not be like, oh, I found his dead body. You're you're fucked up. Like,
Oh yeah.
That is at least a year of therapy to deal with that, because like, I'm sorry, you don't get over that trauma the way that they said she got over this. Going and having a good fuck is not going to get you over this trauma.
You can hope, but it ain't gonna work.
Let's go back to this aunt, because I'm really pissed at her. Why would you be like, oh, my niece went through a super traumatic event. Please come run my business, but I will not be here to help set it up for you. I'm going to be on vacay.
Yeah.
I'm going to give it to the dude that's going to try and undercut you and vandalize your business because he thinks he's in love with me.
Not only that, she even said, like, she didn't give her any written instructions, nothing. Not even, like, hey, you should be receiving a shipment of pumpkins on this day when you get there. Nothing.
Exactly.
No warning whatsoever.
Let's have you move to this town that you don't know, and you don't have any kind of support system here except for your brother on video camera, and see how you fare. And then
in
we're
California,
gonna have your business
for help because she's on vacation, so she's no help. You can't call her and be like, "Hey, how do I do this?" And she's on a catamaran or whatever. It's like, "Oh, you went through this trauma. Here's a really stressful situation to run my business. Hope you do well. Also, you have no support, no help, no one to call, and
no instructions.
No instructions. So, I hope you have a really good time."
You're gonna do great. I believe in you.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. The treatment of her trauma was poorly handled. And the fact that, first off, also just completely trauma dumping on Logan. The first time she actually like has time with him when he is supposed to help find this ghost, she literally just rolls over and just starts trauma dumping on this man and just starts crying. And he's like, "Let me fix it." And I'm like, y'all both need therapy. Like, jeez Louise.
Well, she doesn't go to therapy. He does.
Yeah. It's nuts. I mean,
yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah. That was definitely a sore point with me. Alex had the aunt giving up the business. I had the you find your boss's dead body. Oh, it's all cool. It's all good.
Yeah.
And like
the other,
she worked with the man for 7 years. He had to have been her friend too. You know, she got to know it. She knew what type of. All right.
She literally said he organized his life. Like she knew. Yeah. She even said it got to the point where she was scheduling his meetings with his mistress that he was having an affair with. So she knew this man in and out better than he freaking knew himself at that point. So for him to just keel over and die from a heart attack due to stress, like that would just alter your perception incredibly. Like, which, and to a point, they did kind of hammer that home, like, oh, I want a fresh start because I don't want to end up like him. But then, you know, you get a high-stress coffee shop to run? What?
By yourself?
By yourself.
Living alone in an apartment in a town you don't know.
Yeah, that's crazy. And then within
no mention of therapy. She just has her little app that helps her meditate.
Yeah. She needs more than meditation, girl. Like you need meds. Like you and a lot of therapy. But then the one that kind of threw up the flags for me was the treatment of the smut readers in this community. They had a book club and she constantly had Logan shitting on them for what they were reading. And for this to be a romance novel that indeed does have smut in it, you would think maybe not make the MMC shit on smut readers. There were points when just the things that Logan thought were very, I don't know, it felt very modest in its thinking and potentially like that purity culture type situation. The fact that he has to bring up, oh my God, she looks so sexy in a tank top and her shoulders were showing. I'm just like, how old are you? Are we talking about the 4th grade dress code here? Oh, you're going to distract the boys with your shoulders. Okay. So
Victorian ankle vibes.
right? So this is where I literally had to stop and I was like, wait a freaking minute. He's getting turned on by her shoulders. Like, don't get me wrong, shoulders can be sexy. But it was the way he said it.
What
And I was
about
like,
her boobs?
right? Not the fact that her form fitting was showing off her curves or no. Oh God, look at those shoulders. And I'm like, what? So I definitely had to look up and see if this author leaned a certain way religiously or politically. I couldn't find anything. But again, with the treatment of the smut readers and, oh, they're always reading that trash with the men on the cover and blah, blah. I'm like,
We don't need to know about your kinks.
yeah. I'm like, that just felt a little icky to me. Like, you're going to talk shit about the audience that you're literally trying to sell to. Felt a little pandering to, like, basically when, oh, what was his name? That one comedian, Matt Rife, when he was like, oh, I don't want to pander to the women, but yet his audience was mainly freaking women. And that kind of ended his career. So, that's kind of the vibes it was giving.
Okay. I definitely see your point of view on this, but I also feel like she was trying to ride that middle ground because, yes, okay, she was appealing to the people that don't like smut, but then she was also appealing to the people that like smut. Although, I mean, maybe 3 out of 5 chili peppers on that. Maybe that wasn't very exciting smut anyway.
Yeah, it was mediocre.
But I feel like she was trying. He's medium. Trying to. Also, Nicole, like you brought it up. The positioning, the logistics of the positioning was fucked up.
Oh my God, this man must be fucking Superman. Okay,
Superman.
Because he's apparently. They're laying down, but yet he's holding her, but also holding her thighs at the same time. So I'm like, wait a goddamn minute. How is this working? And let me tell you, I have a lot of experience in writing positions, especially with more than one person or 2 people. So I have to be sure
2 people should be easy.
2 people should be easy. I've had to write a scene with 4 people in it, and I have to make sure everyone's hands and body parts are in the right places. So for her to say that he's holding her while also holding her thighs, not a thigh, so like this type of situation, holding her and her thighs, plural. And I'm like, this man has either got some killer freaking abs or he's fucking Superman. Because how is that working? I don't understand.
Yeah.
The logistics just wasn't logisticking for me.
It wasn't. And the sex scenes were like, I wouldn't even say they were spicy. I'd say they're pretty bland.
Yeah, they're very...
1 out of 5.
They're mediocre. They're entry-level smut. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
They were nothing to write.
It was definitely more on the romance side of smut with metaphors and shit versus, fucking actual smut.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because of those
Sorry,
shoulders.
I'm looking up the quote.
You're like, let me go back. But yeah, even
I'm curious.
Just the way that like Logan talked about the readers in general, just
This is annoying.
the wrong way.
You didn't even need to have a book club. You didn't even have, or if you had a book club, you didn't even need to have one that's like so
Slut.
into all the slut. You could have just had a normal book club of gossipy people.
Yeah,
You didn't have to
100.
explicitly say certain things and explicitly put in all your hate for those people.
Yeah. They could have been a thriller book club. They could have been, they love nonfiction,
Right.
but they're also super fucking gossipy.
Right.
I mean, if nonfiction readers aren't gossipy, like, they're literally reading about real people's lives and getting the details. They're gonna gossip. They're nosy.
For real.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to find this quote from Nicole, and I just found one sentence, just more skin, and I'm just like, that gives Hannibal vibes. Anyway.
Wait, read it.
More skin.
It just, no, literally, it's just one sentence, it's 2 words, more skin.
Ew.
And then it's like, with every layer he tore away, I'm like, okay, this is... He already took the clothes off, what's he doing more?
Like, what many more, how many more layers is there? What?
He already pulled the jeans off, what else?
Yeah, and she already, I think at that point, is this the truck scene that you're reading?
No, this was when they actually slept together.
Okay. Yeah. Because I'm pretty sure she had already, like, basically fully undressed in front of him.
Right.
Before they
also
started.
Didn't make sense. If you, okay, little backstory on me. My parents were super controlling, so I had to sneak around. I had to do it. And it was, anyway, you are thinking about, okay, am I going to be seen? Am I going to get caught? Is this going to happen? Etc., etc. Also, mind you, I was like 18 at this point, so I shouldn't have had to do this with my parents, but
yeah,
I digress. But that is not something you're like, okay, we should sneak around. We should not be public. We should not get into gossip, whatever. But let's go make out and get undressed in the parking lot.
In the driver's side. With the fucking wheel.
Yeah. Literally, right in front of in town square. Let's make out in the front seat of his truck. They don't even go to the back seat. And then her ass hits the freaking horn. And they're like, oh, maybe we should stop. And you're like, ma'am, you just alerted the whole town. Everyone's looking out their windows. They know.
Right. Outside of the cafe, outside of the bar, outside of...
The bar, yes. Yeah, outside of a bar at
Everybody's
night.
there. Everybody's seeing you.
Literally, I could tell you right now there are people in that bar that were like, you guys are seeing this, right? Like, this is happening. Do they think that we cannot see this? They're in his truck making out with everyone in town. Like,
walking in and out, walking around.
Yeah, it didn't make any sense.
If you're sneaking around, you're not going to be doing that. If they were out in the middle of like a cornfield or something, sure, totally.
Again, even if they went to the back seat of his truck, it would have been less noticeable, right? They could have laid down or throw a blanket over something. Like,
driver's seat.
I'll give them. It was probably an old farm truck, so there probably wasn't a back seat. But if at least they got into the passenger seat so that they weren't sitting on the freaking wheel with the horn.
Yeah. Classic. Like, if you've ever made out in a car, classic mistake. You just don't do that.
Yeah. No. Even teenagers know that. Like, what?
Yeah.
But these full-ass grown adults, let's be secretive and make out in my truck in the middle of town square. That's smart.
Anyway.
Yeah. So that is our first half of talking about the plot holes and the things we did not like. And that would bring us to our witchy tip, which right now we are, this is going out probably January?
The week of Christmas. No, this is like the last episode of December, I think.
Okay. So
it's getting out the 23rd.
Okay. So right before Christmas.
Right before Christmas, but before the New Year.
Yeah. So we are now at this point, we have had the winter solstice. We are in the dead of winter, the shortest night or longest night of the year, not shortest. That would be summer solstice. We have the longest night. So now would be a good time during this dark time of the year to release the things that are no longer serving us. That could be as simple as writing it down on paper, getting it all out. And honestly, this is the simplest way to do it. Just write out all the things that you feel are holding you back, things you're fearful of, or things like old habits that you want to get rid of. We are going into the new year. Now is a great time to do this. Write all those things down, burn it. Because at this point, they no longer serve you. If you don't want to burn it, you can take the paper and soak it in water. Eventually it'll disintegrate and you can dump that water out. Because I know Leona is not a fan of fire.
Try.
Or, if you're having a bonfire, that's an even greater way to do it. Just toss that shit right in the fire and let it go. And then you can either, once the ashes are cooled, you can bury it or kind of just let the wind take it, however you may choose, which I believe I have told a story on the podcast before that my family has made fun of me because I did this exact ritual on my back patio, listening to music, drinking wine, and crying. So sometimes it can get a little intense with your feelings, and that's okay. Take the time and space that you need. But now would be a really great time to just let go of all the shit you don't want to take with you in the new year.
I do kind of have a story about this too.
Do you?
So I was doing that exact thing. I was playing with fire. You'll be proud of me. This was last New Year, and I wrote down 3 or 4 things that I wanted to let go. And I lit the first one on fire. It just would not burn. And I'm repeatedly lighting this thing on fire, trying to get it to burn. I was like, maybe, sometimes you get paper that is so plasticky, it just really doesn't burn. I'm like, all right, fine. Maybe. Yeah. So I'm like, I just set that one aside and I moved on. The other ones, up in instance. They were gone. So I'm like, I tried that last one again and it would not light. I'm like, well, alrighty. Guess that one's sticking with me.
Something.
You're like, maybe I need to work on that one a little more.
Well, I think it's
something for that.
Good to cry. I was gonna say it's good to cry. No one should make fun of that. It's releasing things. I don't know if you've seen that study where, but there's that study where they studied tears and different emotions bring out different proteins and stuff. So that's why when you're sad, it's with a protein or something that makes it so your tears fall slower and different things like that.
That's interesting.
Yeah, so I think it's literally releasing pent up things inside your body that you have to let go, those physical things. So crying is really good for you.
It is. It's really fascinating because they studied the different makeup of different tears and different proteins and different chemicals were being released from your body, which directly correlated to your brain chemistry.
That's sick. That is so cool.
Yeah. So you're literally releasing it. Good. You're the expert in releasing.
Yeah. My kids make fun of me because there's times they'll come in and they're like, Mom, why are you crying? I'm like, oh, I just saw a really happy video of people coming home from being away from each other for a long time. And they're like, okay, she's good. We don't have to worry. And they'll just leave me alone. But then I'm like, it was really sad. And they're like, okay, do you need a hug? My kids will ask me now, do you need a hug? Because I do that to them when they're upset. They're like, do you need a hug, Mom? I'm like, yeah.
That's so sweet.
Yeah.
They check in first. They're like, is this a real thing or not?
Yeah, literally. They're like, is this something we need to be concerned about? Or can we just walk away and you'll be fine on your own? Yeah.
Hilarious. Yeah, fire's the way to go. I'm a fire sign, so I had bonfires religiously, daily, weekly, just burning everything. Very nice.
Just burn it down. Burn it all down.
I have not had anything not burn. So that is really interesting that piece of paper did not burn.
That is kind of crazy.
It was rather frustrating. Yeah. It's still here.
They're like, ma'am, you say you want to let this go, but have you looked on this? Because we're unsure. Another way that just caught my mind that you could also get rid of it if you are, again, adverse to fire, you can also bury it. Just go in your backyard. You can bury it. Or some people will say you don't want to put it near you. You can go somewhere else and bury it. But I don't know. That might look a little suspicious if you're just walking somewhere and decide to pull over and, start burying something in someone's property or off in the middle of nowhere. They're going to look at you and be like, ma'am, you're a little suspicious.
What are you doing?
What are you doing over there?
Yeah, use common sense on where you're going to bury shit.
Yes. That would be smart because someone might dig it up. You never know. But I think that's pretty much all I had for releasing. I know there's probably a lot of other more elaborate rituals that you can do, but that is probably the most simple and easy one. That is just requires pen and paper and, like I said, either a fire or whatever. Super simple to help you release all the shit. So,
as we've reiterated many times, we are lazy witches.
Yeah. The easier the better.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah.
I think the only other things that I've done is I've done some like cord cutting.
Yeah.
So that's helpful. You can either like physically cut it with scissors or you can burn it. I like burning it with 2 candles. Those are nice. And then I've also even done offerings to Goddess, asking to help me let go of things that I was holding on to.
Yeah. Those are both good ideas.
I need to do them.
Yeah. Do it.
So it's a good time to do it.
Yeah. Pull out the shot and go, do it.
Do it.
But jumping back into Pumpkin Spice Cafes, there is some positive things. We did like some stuff too, believe it or not.
I do have to note, when I was helping make up the outline, I'm like, all right, guys, positives. We need positives.
We need to think of the positives.
I really had to use my brain cells for that one.
Yeah. First one, I do think that the plot idea could have been good. It could have been really good. You know, her moving to a small town, meeting a small town boy that works on the farm. You know, it is cute. And they did manage to give you those cozy vibes with this. So, could it have been executed better? Yes. But I do think the plot overall, it was cute. And it brought those vibes that it promised.
I was trying to get into the vibes. I had the flannel. I painted the nail.
Yeah.
I even got the Silver Dollar City pumpkin shirt.
Nice.
That's great. You're prepped.
Yeah.
That's why I was late.
The other one is, which Alex mentioned, is that she thought Logan was very hot. Which, from the description, yeah. From the book cover, if this is supposed to be Logan, he's all right.
Oh, that is not even...
Yeah.
He looks like some tall, langly...
Not the buff farm dude you were envisioning.
Yeah, throwing hay bales around and pumpkins and goats.
So when you were like, Logan's hot, and I'm like, I was looking at the cover because she purchased the art for it.
I was reading on
so
my Kindle.
Yeah. I was like, well, he's a type, that's for sure.
Okay, going off of the description in the book, I would go give to Alex this, throwing the hay bales, working on the farm, being buff as fuck, with the beard. I don't even remember what color his hair was, though.
It was supposed to be brown.
Brown.
It was brown? Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair. I'll give him that one. I'll go with that. I'll agree with Alex on that.
Who did you say he reminded you of from Schitt's Creek? I completely forgot.
Mutt.
Yes.
He was like the same description. I'm like, she's like talking about the apartment, like his barn apartment, and I'm like, this is exactly from Schitt's Creek. This is fun.
That's hilarious.
Considering how often she mentioned Schitt's Creek, yeah, I'll agree with that.
Yeah, she mentioned it a lot, and she didn't mention like, oh, the guy I'm dating is exactly like this other character. Always wears flannel, has a big burly beard, is kind of emotionally distant, lives in a barn. You know, the things.
Yeah. So it seems like she was pulling from a lot of pop culture, because we have Schitt's Creek and the Gilmore Girls that she seemed to pull a lot from for this book for inspiration. Yeah. One thing that we did really, I think, all appreciate is she had a really good relationship with her brother. She would call them and they had this fun sibling-like banter. And it was nice that he was basically telling her she doesn't need to change who she is to fit in and find a place that she can just feel like herself, which was really nice, I think.
He was the voice of
reason.
reason.
I'm not gonna lie. I was way more interested in the life of the brother with the 3 rescue dogs.
Right? Yeah, isn't cool?
3 doggies? Oh! I'm such a dog lover.
Great. Also, the side characters I loved. Yeah. They were really good.
The side characters, like, I think the main 2 that stuck out were Hazel and Annie. Yeah. Annie was feisty. Like, she was feisty. Hazel was a little more reserved, which is why I think something that comes up later was a little bit of a shock, and we were all like, oh, goddamn. But also, the grandma. She is a frickin' character. The fact that she knocks on the door and was like, hey, it's time for dinner. You want to get something to eat? And he's over here like, oh my God, Jeannie's up here with me. And he's like, no. She's like, I know she's in there with you. No, we're good. I know you worked up an appetite. And I'm like, Grandma, calm down. Just putting the business out there. Yeah. Grandma was great. And her little tight leggings. Yeah.
The neon.
Yeah. Neon leggings and, going to her... Oh, what class was it that she went to?
Water aerobics.
She was a hoot.
Like, as much as she tried to make this like the stereotypical old little lady in a little town, she was still one of the best characters in the book.
Yeah. For sure. Had the best quirks, honestly. Terrible cook, which hilarious. Like, she's still trying to feed them, and they're like, ma'am, your food sucks. And she's like, I don't care. I'm still feeding you.
I still made dinner.
The water aerobics, the bright neon colors, and her just being all up in her grandson's business was just hilarious. But, like I said, Hazel came out of the gate with something that kind of all made us laugh. When she just walked right up to Logan and just walloped him in the face, just whack. Which was
great.
Yeah, someone talked some sense into him and literally smacked it into him.
She was like so methodical about it. I could just see her thinking about it like, this is the only way that's gonna like bring him back to reality, because I don't know what he's thinking about or what he's doing. So she's like, it's got to be done. Whack.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's pretty good. That it was just out of nowhere. It was like, you're right. She's like, this is the only way. It must be done, and no one else is going to do it. So just fuck it. Wham!
Yeah. And the fact that he was, like, blindsided by it made it even better. Because he was like, well, what the hell was that for? And she's like, you know why, you dummy. Like, you're being ridiculous.
And then she took her muffin and she left.
Yep. Also, like I said, it definitely delivers on those fall cozy vibes. There's the festival that happens. There's the, what was it? The autumn market. I can't remember what it's called. Like the fall market.
The farmer's market.
The farmer's market. And then, all just the ins and outs of the coffee shop and dealing with Annie and bringing over baked goods and just the fall aesthetic and the leaves and the pumpkins everywhere. So it was really cute, and it did deliver on giving that cozy read. Again, we also had an issue that because of the coziness, it kind of lacked on some of the serious issues. But if you want cozy without having those realistic consequences to actions, I guess maybe this may be the book for you, I guess. Yeah.
It's a good fall read.
Oh, you can say.
Yeah. It's like, it delivered cozy. That's for sure. Although they did have their issues, there were moments when Jeannie and Logan did have these really great moments of connecting and kind of coming to understand each other. Although as soon as they got away from each other, they started second guessing and doubting literally everything, which was a tad annoying. But they did have those moments where you're just like, oh, I can see how this could work. Only if they could see it.
Cute. Like when they're running for the tent.
That was so
like
cute.
Her tent blows away, and he's like running with her in the rain, and they're trying to stoke. He's like, I'm gonna fix this for her, and he's like trying to pull it from the tree, and she's like, you know what? Let's just go be together. Let's go back and go to my place. He's like,
yeah,
okay.
Or like I actually, up until they started making out, I actually really liked the truck scene because it was good conversation and they were connecting with each other, and it wasn't until they turned into blubbering idiots that it was a good scene.
Yeah.
They were cute and funny.
Honestly, I think one of my favorite ones was when she was sitting on the steps at his house for the first time and the chickens were hopping up onto her lap, and you could tell that was the moment he realized that he was falling in love with her. I know he says,
was really cute.
I know he says it was like the day he met her, and I was like, sir, don't lie. It was when those chickens jumped up on her.
Bullshit.
Because that was when he realized that she could be in this lifestyle and deal with his animals that he loves, dealing with that farm life and not be grossed out by it the way he was expecting a big city girl to be grossed out by it. And she was just like, oh my gosh, these chickens are so funny looking. What are their names? And it was that moment that I think really solidified the fact that he was falling for her.
And it was like a pure moment where she's caught, like she didn't know he's looking at her, and it was just very like serene. Like you could just be there and you could just see everything happening. It's just like this nice calm moment. It was cute. It was
it was super wholesome. It was so it was cute. Let's see. The next thing would be that there was a kind of a message that sometimes you're too much for other people, but perfect for others. So for Logan, he apparently wasn't enough for his girlfriend, Lucy. She still wanted to go out and have this grand lifestyle, and that small town was just too small for her. This was just like a one stop for her. Like, we're going to have fun for the summer, and then off she went. And he...
His ex-girlfriend.
Yes, his ex-girlfriend, sorry. So, made a terrible mistake of thinking that she wanted to be with him and proposed in front of the entire town, which is his whole hang-up. Is he was humiliated in front of the whole town, so now he doesn't want to give that second chance of love. And then Jeannie and her whole, oh, well, I let everyone go and distance myself for my job, so now I don't know who I am. And she thinks she's too much anxiety, too many this or that, and the whole pushing I need to be someone else to fit into a small town. I didn't like that little plot line, but it did serve the purpose that sometimes you could be too much, sometimes you feel like you're not enough, but then when you find the right person, you just go together.
It fits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Last thing that I think we all can agree on is the whole found family trope. I love this about the book because, like Jeannie harped on, was everyone she had ever been close to were now gone. She spent 7 years working for her boss. Everyone fell to the side. Her friends from college, her parents, like the only person she seemed to really talk to was her brother on a regular basis. And when she went to this small town, eventually it seemed like the book club was the one that first was like, well, you're in town now, you're one of us. So they definitely like adopted her real quick. And then slowly but surely Hazel and Annie, obviously warned her not to mess with Logan, but they eventually grew on her, and this whole little circle that she had seemed to create in this town, it was very wholesome, and it was nice that she Found her people.
Yeah, no, it's just yeah, no notes. It was just the found family vibe. It worked.
Yeah.
That was one of the things that definitely, like, I would have read it even. I think her treating it in a little more of a realistic situation with the found family, even like taking Logan out of the picture, I think it would have been a good book.
Yeah.
Yeah. And her cat.
Oh, that was cute.
And the cat.
Yeah.
That was cute.
Found the
That was
cat.
cute.
Yes, the adoption of Casper. So cute.
Yeah. That
You
was
have a
another
soft spot
thing
for the
that.
cat. It's the same Casper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Logan was like, she's just gonna leave. And it's like, you didn't even think about her cat. I mean, who's gonna take care? Like, you didn't even think about that, buddy. Should have.
Yeah. So
It worked.
that brings us to the end of our review and what we had to say, which I'm sure we could have gone on more about the issues that we had, but we'll cut it off here. And I believe Alex was going to do a tarot card pull for the collective for the podcast.
I'll get it all mixed up and ready.
Just one card.
Yeah, just do one card. I made the mistake of doing multiples last time, and then it got a little awkward and weird and silent.
Let's do 12.
Just like full on like Celtic cross spread.
Oh, we already got one. Queen of Wands.
Oh, that's a good one.
That is a good one. It just jumped out. I have my little booklet I can read. Okay. It says, have you been popular lately? Are you ready to let your shining personality illuminate the room? The Queen of Wands is a welcome presence at any dinner party, fashion show, or nightclub. They're hot, confident, and radiate personal power. People love to be around the Queen of Wands because they know the attention that the Queen lavishes on others is genuine. The Queen of Wands is also able to prioritize their own needs while also taking others into account. This instantly made me think of, just with the season, us having the holidays and being around people we love. When this comes out, probably New Year's is going to be around the corner. And I just think that, like, New Year's party, celebrating the new year, being around your friends and having all that, like, sometimes it's really hard to be yourself. And, like, especially at this day and age, everyone has very polarizing beliefs and who they are. And it's a fight whether you keep that to yourself or you open up. But this Queen of Wands is making me think that, like, you're a welcome presence to any dinner party, to anyone, like, with its friends or family. And just by you showing up with your hot, confident, personal power, that just, like, illuminates the room, and people need that. No matter what you have to say or your beliefs or anything, that'll just, like, bring the party to life and help bring some, like, genuine energy to the environment. I think we need that more.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
That's my initial feeling. I don't know. I read that and I was just like, things are clicking. So what are your thoughts? Nicole's really good at this.
I mean, that sounds about right.
Oh no, I can't hear you.
Oh no. Not the tech issues.
You keep going.
Well, that brings us to the end of our episode. You can find us at Writing with Witches at gmail.com.
Gmail.com.
That's our email. Writingwithwitches.com.
Oh no.
You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Blue Sky. And we also have a Discord server. So if you would like to hop on there and chit chat with us, we are always on. You can find me at all the aforementioned places, plus TikTok. as well as having my own Discord server. And let's see, what else? I think that's it. So, yeah. Leona, take it away.
I'm back. I can hear you now. I'm so sorry.
Oh, good.
Okay.
Awesome.
It's like I felt so bad. We were doing like the exit to the episode, and Alex is just having the tech meltdown.
I'm like,
yeah.
fine.
Real quick, you can find me mainly Facebook, Instagram, my website, leonaurbanskiauthor.com, and my Substack, leonaurbanskiauthor.substack.com, where I am sending out newsletters, trying to do it on a more regular basis with the amazing concept art that Alex has given me. Be prepared is hopefully will come out, but it's the hot one that's coming out next. That art that Nicole loves to dearly.
I'm so excited.
So if you're not signed up for the Substack, go sign up for it. ARC applications at this point are still open. They will be closed at the end of December. I do have a limited number of physical ARCs to give out. So if you want a physical ARC, first come, first served on this one. I'm only paying for so many of them. ARCs will go out beginning of January. So go sign up, please. So Alex, now that you can hear us, where can we find you?
Yes.
You can find me on Alex Aureolin Design, website, Instagram, TikTok. I'll be on there, and you can check out my portfolio. And if you want to work with me, let me know.
Awesome. So that again concludes our episode, and next week we will be talking about how to handle reviews, which this can be a very controversial topic. So if you would like to hear us talk about that next week, be sure to come back next week.
Do it.
Yeah.
Be here.
So thank you all for listening and or watching. We will see you guys later. Bye.
Bye-bye.